Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Talking Reds, and it is episode 3 of interviewing 1,000 Liverpool fans. So after this episode with Naj, I will have 997 left. So we're getting there, just about getting there. Naj is joining us on Talking Reds team as well. If you do follow him on TikTok, his bigger TikTok account as well. So if you don't follow him, anything in the Liverpool news, follow his TikTok. I'll tag it in the description as well on our YouTube. So Naj, your story of being a Liverpool fan. The reason why I do this interview is because I want everyone across the world to come and tell their story about being a Liverpool fan. So, how did you get into Liverpool?
Well, a classic story. Dad, family, Liverpool. I suppose that, obviously, I'm full of football from when I was. When I first took a light to it, I remember actually when it was. So I must have been about maybe 4 or something like that, and I always used to think the numbers on the back of the shirt was what your haircut was. And I always used to say, "Oh, can I have 10 of Michael Owen?" That's what I used to ask for when I was younger. That was probably about 2001, 2002. And that's when I first started really getting into it then, started sort of watching the games and getting a bit more of understanding to it and then playing myself. All my family, really big Liverpool fans. That's really when I started getting into it. And then
did you have a choice? I didn't have a choice.
No choice. my granddad, where he's from, Scotty Road in Liverpool. He had his brother. One of his brothers was a Liverpool fan, and one of his brothers was a Liverpool. One of his Everton fan, and one was a Liverpool. Fan. And obviously, where Scotty Road is, it's quite close to both stadiums. And he used to go and watch Liverpool in the boys' pen, and he used to always go with his other brother as well to go and watch the Everton game. And he said, I always ask him, why? Because this obviously decided how I supported Liverpool, because I could have ended up supporting Everton maybe a long time ago. But I went, what made you decide? And he just was like, well, even back then, do better to go and watch the Reds. So then that's where that all sort of started, really. And then, so then my dad's a Liverpool fan. I am. Yeah, so just sort of straight into me. Believe it or not, my brothers don't really like football, so it's just me. I carry the flame with a very big.
Yeah, because that's a big torch to carry to your future children. Really, to keep that Liverpool flame going. That's what you need to do. What was your earliest memory though as a Liverpool fan? So as you go back to your dad, obviously been, so it must have been really early. Your first memory.
Yeah. So the first memory I sort of have. The haircut thing was the thing. I don't really remember watching the FA Cup final 2001 because I was extremely young, but I do sort of remember being around my grandparents and then everyone going crazy and when they're watching the game. That's sort of when I watched it. And I've got the kit behind me now, the orange one,
the goldy one, the gold orange, yeah.
Don't worry, it fits me now. It's just a lot bigger. But I did have that one when I was a kid. But yeah, mainly my grandma and granddad, they was so into football, at unbelievable amounts. So any kit that come out, you've got it, straight away. They loved that, I loved it as well. But that was probably the first memory from 2001, 2 sort of era. That's probably a really, really distant memory.
Yeah.
The first proper season I probably started watching was probably when I was about 6. So I don't know, maybe 2003, something like that. That's when I first because I used to go around, get up and play my own football game, because that's when I started playing about 4, 5, and then I'd finish my game if it was on a Sunday or a Saturday, and I'd be straight around my grandparents, get it on, game would be on, have me fry up, then we watch the game.
The proper routine, isn't it? When you're a youngster, I wish I had that routine now, where it's the same thing, where you play a game, then straight on to football. That's what it was. You go out and play football in the morning, come back, play on FIFA for a little bit, and then watch the game. That's a proper routine for back then. I love that. Did you grow up around other fans, or was it just Reds and Blues?
No, I grew up around like all sorts, really, like all sorts of fans. Like one of my best mates was a Leicester fan at school.
That's random. All right, go ahead.
It's, I think it's because his auntie was from Leicester, and all his brothers like Liverpool or United or Everton, and then he was just a Leicester fan. I had a couple of mates were like United fans. I think there was maybe like one City fan, a lot of Liverpool fans, a few Everton fans. There was a few Bolton and Burnley fans. Don't know why, but
Yeah, it is around that area though. I'll let it off. I'll let it off because it is around that area and it is quite similar. It's quite a small distance between it. Yeah, I think growing up around mainly me, it was mainly Man United fans, a couple of Arsenal, Chelsea. My cousin's always been a Chelsea fan. He's always been put as a glory spot, but he's always been a Chelsea fan before they were even like bigger. But yeah, I think it made me hate like Man United even more growing around it.
yeah,
Like when you have the hate between Liverpool and Man United and the hate between the cities as well. At least most Scousers didn't have to grow around Man United fans.
yeah,
To grow around Man United fans, watch their success in the 90s, and it made. I could never ever not hate another team more than Man United.
yeah.
I don't know if you get that sort of thing as well.
I mean, it was like at the weekend I went to see a few of my friends from, because like I'm sort of in between Liverpool and Manchester where I'm from. So and I've seen a few of my friends, like I used to play football with them, but like some of them were my best mates from when I was like 1 years old, and like a few of my United fans, and like I just love it now at this age that I can turn around and be like, God, you are rubbish, aren't you? And you just, and all that years of at school, getting absolutely wound up every day, coming in like, oh, we've won another league, oh, won a Champions League, and then now it's like, yeah, you are terrible. We are class.
It's nice when it's turned around. So you mentioned Michael Owen as your. Do you think he was your first player to look up to?
I'd probably say so, yeah. When I was like real young, was probably like Michael Owen. I used to really like R9 as well. I mean, this is a long time ago, but I used to have a little Brazil kit with R9 on it. But yeah, Michael Owen was probably the first one. Was probably, yeah, and then he went obviously to Real Madrid, and then that was the end of that. But then, I think 99% of Liverpool fans of my age or of a similar age would say after that it's Gerrard, isn't it? Really,
Gerrard, and that's it. That was it then. Yeah, I think once Gerrard came in, I don't think when I was a kid, I don't think I got anyone else on the back of my shirt.
Yeah.
Until like when you get an adult, you don't really put people on the back of your shirt. But I got a Mane one as a present.
Yeah.
But yeah, Owen was my first on the back of my shirt, I think.
Yeah, I think I had Owen. Owen was the first one I would have had, and then I just had Gerrard. I had a few of like Torres on when I was a bit, when Torres came. But I always remember the red one with the white collar. I think 2008, 2009 kit, I had Torres on that one. I think I had one season I had, I don't know why, I had Riera on it. Don't know why.
What?
Such a random one. I think
Albert Riera. What made you get that? Did you get it before watching him play? Or you must have done. You can't got it after watching him play.
I don't know why I got it. I just had a Riera one. I always remember it, and I think I remember my sister getting. So my brother and my little sister, like one of my little brothers, not really interested in football. The other one sort of is, and he used to have a Pepe Reina kit, the orange one.
Yeah.
Grandma and Grandma was like, let's go and get some football tops. And then I ended up getting. In fact, I've actually still got it here right now. The exact same kit, the white one with Gerrard on the back, and then my sister had the yellow one with Crouch. Proper random. And then
it's better than Riera, to be honest. It's better than Riera.
Yeah, it's better than that. It's just so I don't know if I can't remember if I got given it or like off someone, or I got it printed. I can't even remember, but I just remember having a Riera one that was just like, wow.
Is it your favourite? What? No, Eileen. What is your favourite kit? Not your. It can't be a rare one, and there's no way. What's your favourite kit you've ever had?
Actually,
or maybe just of all time. What's your favourite kit of all time? Maybe you don't even have it.
I actually don't know. Like I've got probably so many that I've got them all sat behind me. To be honest, I've got about 100 tops, so there's quite a lot. Got a bit of.
That's the scout for that. Yeah. Is there any old school ones that you like that you've obviously before you were born, or?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll show you actually. I've got this one. I mean, I've got two here now. Two of my favourites. Like, I've obviously got that one.
Yeah, that is. I've literally wore that yesterday. I wore it yesterday. Yeah, it's one of my favourites. Yeah, that cream one is beautiful. The cream is a beautiful colour. That's the only one. Yep, that's a pick-up final one.
They're probably my
Yeah.
two favourite ones from like probably early like 90s, 2000, like early 2000s. Probably
Yeah.
the favourite older kit would probably be like maybe like the candy grey kit, which is
The candy. Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. I've got the candy. Not the red mesh sort of colour one. That's a nice one. I've got that one. Yeah, the grey one. I want to get the grey one.
the grey one, and the red one. They're just both nice kits. I'd probably say as the last. I quite like the New Balance kits. I didn't really like Warrior kits. So
No.
bit of a stinky time.
Do you have the Champions League one where the gold like shiny stuff across?
The Reebok one.
Could be, yeah. When we won the Champions League final,
I like the gold.
we made a special one with that gold on it, didn't we? That was one of my favourites. I like that one.
Kid, but I don't know what it is. I didn't when I was a kid. My mum probably threw it in the bin. But
so kits to players. I don't really want to ask who is your favourite player. I think everyone pretty much has the same player. Everyone I've ever spoke to, it pretty much is Gerrard, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Away from Gerrard and Salah, who's your top three?
minus
You
Gerrard.
could go different eras. It's up to you.
I mean, if I'll go from my era because it's pointless me saying I think someone before like my time.
Yeah, but I meant like maybe kid era to now.
Yeah, so like kid. Yeah. I mean, Xabi Alonso probably from when I was like a younger kid. Xabi Alonso, and then I'd probably say Suarez definitely got to be in there because he was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Torres is probably quite generic, but like he was just very, very, very good. I mean, there's other players that I liked, that I really liked to watch them. I mean, I loved Sturridge back in the day. Like he was unbelievable, and then Coutinho, obviously. There's loads that I sort of like. Even when I was probably at Dirk Kuyt, I really liked Dirk Kuyt.
I like Dirk Kuyt. My dad really liked Dirk Kuyt. He likes just the energy that you bring. That's why I like Barros as well. I like Barros for some reason. Yeah.
Weirdest kit number ever.
Yeah,
number 5.
Yeah. He does not a number 5. He's never been a number 5 in his life. Yeah. Yeah, Dirk Kuyt was a good shout, you know. He's probably one of the first unsung heroes at Liverpool.
Yeah, definitely. I'd probably say, like, if I was going to say of the last, like, top 10, yeah, I'd say, obviously, and I think this would be including probably a lot of people's listen, like, over the last, like, 10 years. I'd probably say Van Dijk. This is minus Salah. Van Dijk, definitely. Mane, Firmino, they're probably the big three. But, I mean, Alisson as well. I think he's so under the radar because he's a goalkeeper. I mean, he's just absolutely the best keeper I've seen play for Liverpool in my lifetime by a country mile. And I thought Reina was good when I was younger. But
he is nowhere near, though, is he? I think Reina was class, but he was never world class, was he? He always had a mistake in him as well. Do you remember that one where I think it dropped down in his hands? He sort of like bounced out of his hands. I can't remember who that was against. It was an important goal as well. We conceded it. It was an important goal that we conceded.
Sunderland one always.
The beach ball. Yeah, I've mentioned back the other day. I sort of tried to erase that from my memory, but yeah, that Liverpool fan threw it on the pitch and all. Never live it down him, whatever it was. Yeah. What? Right then. From your funniest moment, what's your greatest moment as a Liverpool fan? There's a few in there. There's a few. There must be one that stands out.
I think speaking of like, I don't know. There's so many. I do remember like one which was quite like a good moment where I spent like sort of had it with like more of my friends rather than just like my family. Was like when I was at uni, we didn't go out to watch the second leg of the Barcelona game. We just watched the flat basically. There's a few. Everyone was like, "Oh, we're not going to win." I was like, "No, it's not over. It's Anfield. It's Anfield." And then we was watching it, and then because where we lived like right in the middle of town, and like it was still busy where we was. And then when that fourth goal went in, it was just crazy. Like everyone was just running out on the street. Everyone was just like, that was a good moment. Like, and it just felt it was just mad. And then we had the parade a couple of weeks later, where I lived, just near Islington. I remember going out onto the front, and then I just like, because I wanted to see the bus again. I felt like a kid. I was like, I'm gonna run down to Dot Road now. I'm gonna run all the way down. So I dragging my girlfriend with me. She wasn't happy. Let's just say that.
Hey, you know what? It's a long month of lifetime experience. Oh, hopefully not. Anyway, we've got another one at the end of this season, but that Barcelona one, we were pretty much down and out when were they just all sat with disbelief, like the people? So I got the same when I watched Champions League final in 2005. It was pretty much the same sort of disbelief because at half time I was like 3-0 down. Then my mate came around, who was my United fan, and he came around laughing his head off. And as soon as he knocked on the door and came on, I said, it's 3-1, it's 3-1, it's still on, it's still Gerrard's just scored. And so he came upstairs, and for the rest of the game, he just sat there in actual disbelief of what you were watching. It must have been the same thing for also watching it with your friends, the Barcelona game.
I remember when the 2005 one, my mum tried to take me go to bed because I had school in the morning. And I sat there with Dad, and my dad was like, no, he's not going to bed. I was like, I'm staying up. I was like that in school the next day. I
had a GCSE exam the next day. I was 16 and a GCSE exam the next day, and I took my Liverpool flag into school. It was that pettiness era of like, I've been all like complete shameful being a Liverpool fan. I was always known as a Liverpool fan at high school. You get all that shit over it. So I took my pettiness to another level and took my Liverpool flag the next day into the GCSE exam with me. I can't remember what GCSE exam was, but I was not. I couldn't go to sleep that night. There's not a chance. It has, and I don't regret it. Even if I got a bad mark on the exam, I don't give a shit. It was worth staying up for. It worth just. I couldn't get to sleep. It was one of them when you're pissed. It felt like you were pissed. It felt like you were pissed. You just couldn't get to sleep. You were just laughing the night away. That's definitely. I get the Barcelona one though. It's a shame I didn't watch it with anyone though. I think that would have made the experience even better. But wow. Yeah, I just sat there thinking, what on earth? Even is Anfield and it is Liverpool. Even still, wow.
Yeah,
it's incredible. We've had many memories with Jurgen Klopp though. Jurgen Klopp has probably been just a change for Liverpool, and that is one thing I always praise FSG for getting Michael Edwards in, who got Jurgen Klopp in then, and now Arne Slot. It was nice to have a manager that really pushed the club on it, really, because Rafa had his moments, but he lost his head towards the end. But Klopp, you could tell Klopp got the fans, got the city straight away, didn't you? With Rafa, he was more like just sit down, right, tactics. So tactical. He didn't really engage with the fans as much as Klopp. What would you rather, a Rafa or a Klopp? As in, like,
I mean, Rafa obviously won the Champions League against all odds, and but I just think like what Klopp did for Liverpool is, and like you say, not just the club, the city, everyone, that belief of what Liverpool were, were the big club when Klopp come in, but Liverpool were down in the dumps. Brendan Rodgers was the most uninspiring manager I think we've ever had in our lives, and then Klopp comes in and he just transformed it. I mean, even back at Dortmund, I'm a big fan of watching the Bundesliga. I used to watch every Monday, coming from school, bang, Bundesliga highlights on. And I used to always think, I'd love to see him.
How passionate were you?
But it felt like such a distant thing that we could never... I thought that we could never get him. I thought he'd never come to Liverpool. In the fact that Liverpool weren't probably an appetizing club to come to at the time. Suarez left, and then obviously it happened. And then I honestly thought, it's only forward from here. Like, it's not going to be backwards. And then I was right. And then I remember saying to my friend, we'll win the league, like when Klopp said, we'll win the league.
I said the exact same, mate. I said the exact same. Exact same.
And we did. And we was, under Klopp, out of most of the seasons, like what I'd say for the season we won the Champions League and the season we won the league was probably the best team in the world by a long way, I'd say as well. You know, obviously 103 points out of 105, win the Champions League as well. You know, obviously we missed out on the league the season after was upset.
That goal line clearance on it with John Stones.
The John Stones one. Why couldn't he have tripped over?
That is just that's mad to win the Champions League and league double that season over 100 points. I've never seen a team like it. I don't think you'd have seen an achievement like that if we'd done league and Champions League double with over 100 points. It literally was the best team in the world for those times. I mean, that unbeaten run we went on, it was just madness. It was madness, and then Van Dijk went a year without being dribbled past. It was just a mad time, and it was a shame. Like the first part of it, we couldn't really celebrate as fans. And it was probably perfect for us to win it at that time, though, because of what we're going through as a world thing.
Yeah.
It's just a shame.
Yeah.
Couldn't do the parade. Couldn't do the crowd thing back then. But yeah, so going forward then, as a Liverpool fan, what's one thing you want to do as a Liverpool fan that you haven't done yet in your life?
I don't know. Maybe I'd like to go an away Champions League game. I think that would be something to do. I did want to go to the final in Paris a couple of years ago, but it was a bit expensive to get there, to say the least. But that's something I'd like to do. I mean, look, if Liverpool got in the Champions League final this year, I can't remember.
Munich, I think. Munich.
Where is it this year? You know, we might see a car getting rented out or a minibus and we're going over, something like that. But
stay tuned to Talking Red. You might find that out. We might film that. we'll find something.
We'll get one of them 5
Yeah.
We'll try. But that's definitely something I would love to do. But yeah, that's on the bucket list anyway, to go on an away game or a Champions League final, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. An away game in Europe would be class. I'd like to go to a place like Germany anyway, just to watch a game over there. But a Liverpool game away would be sensational in Europe somewhere. I don't even care where, just be sensational. Before we go then, Naj, the last question. What does Liverpool mean to you? It is a big question. It could be a short answer. It could be the longest answer you've ever made in your life. Quite deep, isn't it? It is quite deep.
Probably like everything. Like honestly, I mean, it sounds really like cringeworthy and stuff like that. But like, you know, so many things in my life, I always think it honestly dictates my mood. Like I'm such a happy person, but if Liverpool don't win, I'm such a nightmare to be around. I mean, it's going to be something that's be forever in my life. You know what I mean? And like it already has been. So I think, you know, it means the world to me to support Liverpool, and I'm glad that I do in a way. Like I don't think you get the experience that you do with other clubs. I don't think you get like the I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. You know, just that passion, and like everyone speaks about, everyone talks about it. You know, everyone's got something to say about it. You know, if you even say to a random person like you're on holiday, who do you support Liverpool? Oh,
you get on with them. You'll get on with them instantly here. Yeah.
And then they could support. They still talk to them. It's just, I don't know. It's just because it's such a big institution and stuff like that, and it's good to be a part of it. And I hope one day I get, you know, a bit more, you know, chances to do maybe more things with either the club or fans like yourself and stuff like that. And that's what it is. Like, you know, there's fan channels, there's people talk about it. Even the old fella that sits in the bus stop. It's just great, and I just love that thing. It's just a common love that everyone has, I think. But that's quite a deep thing.
It is. People that don't support Liverpool, people that don't support football teams in general, won't understand that. I think it is football, and especially Liverpool itself. It's such a connection that you have with that club without having really anything to do with the club. I don't like work for the club or anything like that, but that connection you have as a child, it's just built up, and it'll never go. I don't think it'll ever go, and so it shouldn't. It's just nice to have that though. Like you say, it dictates your mood. I mean, It really does. It really does. You don't want it to, but you can't help it doing.
When you go to, like, I always find this, like, anytime I've not been to Anfield probably for about since the end of last season, but anytime you go, anytime you're there, or even if you're just around Liverpool fans, you understand or whatever, even if you go into town or even if anywhere, even as soon as you see that, like, that people singing about the players and stuff like that, and you're there or you're joining in with it and stuff like that, like, it's special. Like, I think that is like such a special thing. And other people, mate, look, who don't like football, be like,
About.
oh,
Yeah.
I think it's great. I think it's best thing in the world.
I can't disagree with that. Thank you for joining me, Nigel. Anyway, thank you for coming on. Be my third episode of interviewing 1,000 Liverpool fans. Like I said, still got 997 to go. It's going to be a long challenge, but I'm really enjoying this. I'm listening to other people's stories, and it's quite. Funnily enough, I've listened to 3 stories so far, and they're quite similar to mine. Regardless, yours is probably the most similar because I'm sort of same age group from my father, like you did. So yeah, it's just nice to hear people's stories and hear people from across the world to talk about the team that they love, and everyone's had the same sentiment about Liverpool. Like, it's just the love that's special, and it's like a family. It brings us all together, which is exactly what I want to do in this challenge. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and get your notification bells on as well. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys.